today because there's too many nice niggas out there that they got their little Easter shit on, and I'm coming in to step on all of that. You know what I'm saying? Because as we, you know what I'm saying, and we discussing economic, and I'm gonna just go on straight in. Ferry, you can stay in for a minute if you want.
Yeah,
we
go ahead.
got the motherfucking economics of how much you niggas gonna spend on them goddamn Annihilator Gators and all them goddamn niggas look like peacocks and shit today. Nigga got on all the color suits and shit. They make them just for niggas. Nigga got orange suits on, lime green, purple. Nigga, you know what I'm saying? Nigga look like a bag of Skittles out in that motherfucker today. You know what I'm saying? Going in there hooping and hollering. You know, the rail go. And you know what? The thing is, they saying that, you know, especially for Easter, you know, that's damn near, quote unquote, that damn near a nice percentage of what the church make all year.
Exactly.
Okay? That's like that's like Black Friday for the church. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna make a substantial amount of money this weekend, you know, for Easter. You understand what I'm saying? And it's the biggest holiday, even bigger than Christmas. You understand what I'm saying? This was the day the white man supposedly had resurrected from the goddamn grave, but we got to resurrect niggas today. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, we in the house, family. The general about to get on top of you niggas. And I want to be very disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Because we are disrespectful to ourselves. I'm going to be disrespectful in some righteousness. Because, you know, when niggas is fucking up like this, you know, and again, I speak for the babies. I speak for the babies because ain't nobody speaking for them. You know, when a motherfucker, you know, ain't doing nothing for the babies at all. And niggas can sit up here and we'll have all the motherfucking facts and niggas will go on Facebook and post all the motherfucking facts, yet the motherfucking demographics never change. You see what I'm saying? And that's why, you know, it really don't make no difference what the fuck niggas say out of their mouth. You know what I'm saying? The white man got parameters. You understand what I'm saying? Where he looking at them parameters. And them parameters is where he need black people in certain levels of society so that he can keep the power, not just blacks, any other people, Latino, whoever. But I'm speaking for black people, okay? He don't give a fuck what come out of our mouth. How many people checking in the hospital every day, every week, every month? It got to be at a certain level. That means if a certain amount of black people go in the hospital, then he got the ability to poison them, put a certain type of viruses in them so that they could come out and spread more disease and more, you know what I'm saying? How many people go on to CVS? You understand what I'm saying? We talking about it's a opioid epidemic out of it. What the motherfucker that's playing? If you selling goddamn opioids out motherfucking CVS and Rite Aid, which is the wrong aid, if you selling motherfucking opioids out the motherfucking so-called drugstore at an alarming rates, like they motherfucking M&Ms and Skittles, and you know this shit is highly motherfucking addicting, then you know you gonna have a goddamn problem. That's just a fact. You know what I'm saying? So he got to, you know, in order for you to go to CVS and go to Rite Aid, you got to go to the doctor and get that prescription. You know what I'm saying? So they want to know, you know, so if the doctors ain't writing enough scripts, if the motherfucking CVS ain't busting enough scripts, how many niggas was locked up this month, this week? You know, on a basis, because if you locking niggas up, because you got a goddamn prison industrial system. You got to keep niggas going in and out of them goddamn prisons. You understand? That's a vast industry in the United States of America. You see what I'm saying? So they got to keep niggas going up in there. They got to keep whatever branch or whatever population. I speak for my own people. You understand? How many niggas is being locked up? That ain't enough. How the fuck we gonna keep these prisons operating? And at the same time, the more niggas you lock up, the more you keep up off the street, especially of a certain age. You see what I'm saying? And so when I'm talking, what I'm gonna start off with today, and I got some slides, but this is gonna be a lot of lecture where you see SETI. You understand what I'm saying? You're gonna see, because this information I got on my notes. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't not about to type it all in. That's out of the question at this time. But you still gonna get this powerful up in your motherfucking face lecture. You can't get this shit on YouTube. And so, you know, when we talking about economics and we talking education, we talking about power. Okay? That's what the fuck we talking about. We talking about power. Education is all that it takes to maintain, and expand power. Okay, if you ain't educating to get in power, stay in power, then you educating to stay out of power. It ain't about A, B, C, D. Bitch, shut up. Shut up. I'm sick of this shit. You know what I'm saying? This is why we stuck in the motherfucking predicament that we in today. Education is for maintaining power. And do we have that? You understand what I'm saying? We got to understand what power is before we even talk, the education and economics. You understand? Because those are only instruments to maintain, and if you ain't got it, you got to take it. I'll use the word transfer. I'll use it for the good nigga initiative. You know what I'm saying? I have to say that. You know what I'm saying? For the good nigga initiative. Because I understand how the beast is. You understand what I'm saying? Because we discussing power. And the rules for power are absolute. And they are totally unique to the blueprint of power. Nothing else. Okay, nothing else. Power and the rules of power are unique unto the game of power. And it's really not a game. You understand what I'm saying? Nah. First and foremost, I'm going to go over this quick. What is the objective of power? We're talking about power, and then I'm going to go over the definition of power. Matter of fact, let me deal with the definition of power. And we're gonna jump right on in, and it's gonna be a precursor to economics and education. Now, power, hear me out, is the ability to bring about your aspirations, to reality, regardless of any opposing force trying to stop you. I'm gonna go over that again. Power is the ability to bring your aspirations, your blueprint for Black upliftment, your blueprint for redemption, African redemption, the continental redemption, the Black community redemption and liberation. Power is the ability to bring your aspirations to reality, regardless of any opposing force trying to stop you. That's power. That's power. If you can't bring your aspirations to reality, regardless of any opposing force trying to stop you, you don't have no power. I'm just going to tell you that right now. You understand what I'm saying? And power is absolute. And and we're going to get off into that, where it ain't no leeway in there. Either you know the rules of power or you don't. Now, you can go get that white man shit, the 48 laws of power. Nigga, I'll break the back on all of that. Because whatever he say, I got something for that. You understand what I'm saying? So once we understand what is the objective of power, to bring about our aspirations, regardless to what another motherfucker think. You understand what I'm saying? Now, again, we said that the objective of power, I gave you the definition, is to take, maintain, wield power. You understand? And expand power. Now, when we talk about wield, that's when you have to wield it. You understand? We don't wield no power. We got the potential and possibility of power, but we don't wield it. You understand what I'm saying? We don't wield, just like I went over the fact that Detroit got 82% Black population, voted a white man into the mayor's office. Simpletons. Love you, homeland, respect due, but goddamn it, ain't cutting no corners on no simpleton shit like that. The only thing that I think about when I think about the state that Detroit is in, with that kind of population, The only is South Africa, where you got a damn near 90% black population ruled by an outside 5%, 10% white population, and they getting on top of their ass. Now, you understand? They took that by force. Here it is. These niggas went down to the ballot box. Huh? They went down to the ballot box and fucking voted this Peckerwood in. You understand what I'm saying? This Raw said it today. I don't give a fuck. I had to put this shit on DVD. Okay? You know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about this shit going up on YouTube. I'll give you the PG, you know what I'm saying, the PG-17 on motherfucking YouTube, but we got to come straight up. You understand what I'm saying? Nah, they voted this silly motherfucker in. And so that's reckless misuse of potential impossible power. That was reckless. When you can make, you know what I'm saying? When you can make a decision and you can make, you know, and lay your aspirations out, and all you have to do is come together as a majority and vote, and you don't do it, you just give away power. That lets you know right there, niggas don't even understand what power is. And that's why they down there getting all them motherfucking degrees for no motherfucking reason at all. Okay? That's when you know, that's why they down there getting all them motherfucking degrees for no goddamn, because they don't understand power. Okay? Nah, wait a minute. Let me get my notes back where I'm supposed to be. Nah, let's deal with this now. We talking power. I mean, when we talk power, we talking because education and economics is only instruments to remain in power. And I'm gonna tell you right now, ain't no motherfucker, it's reckless misuse to give away power. So when you motherfuckers going out there talking about some reparations, huh? I just want y'all to know that when you lay that out, now listen to me. I love my people, and I talk about reparations all the time. But like I say, I know goddamn well them Peckerwood's not gonna give you shit. Okay, so you might as well just come up off of the simpleton shit. You know, we on some hit the lottery revolution. We hit the lotto revolution where your motherfucking odds is damn near 1 billion to 1 of hitting that motherfucker. You understand? You've been here over 400 years and it been due you for 400 years and you ain't got it yet. And here it is, these motherfuckers is in the dilemma of their existence where they got to do whatever they got to do to remain in global positioning of power. They ready to go to war and do all of this. And somehow niggas, when you look at what we asking for reparation, that will legitimately diminish white people in America, they influence in the world. If they give it to us, it would totally diminish they influence their power in the world. So how the fuck do you think this man gonna give away his power? You understand? Don't nobody give away power. That's how you don't understand the rules of power. Okay, this is not no morality. Morality ain't got shit to do with power. You could be the worst motherfucker in the world morally, but if you understand the equation of power, you can come into power. They got despot motherfuckers all throughout history. Was the worst motherfucker murdering, pillaging the goddamn nation, goddamn hoarding the wealth, but they understood power. And then the motherfuckers who understood that these motherfuckers wasn't gonna give away their power, understand that the only way that power is exchanged is by force. I'm talking this hood shit today. Okay, if you want to be, everybody want to be Nino Brown. Okay, everybody want to be Nino Brown. And so when you go to the motherfucking street, and usually when they transfer, because if a nigga getting bread like that, he getting that money like that, he not gonna get that away. He not gonna get that away. Most of the time, you see that exchange of power in the streets. Usually a nigga done got smoked. Usually a nigga and then the next nigga move on up. That's how that shit go. So nobody just give away no goddamn power. So ain't no way you think you gonna educate or any type of, it's all set up to maintain white control, and not just for all. We talking about the top 1%. You understand what I'm saying? Even of them. So as many of the damn white folk ain't nothing but slave, but they gonna work for the other 1%. They gonna be, because that's still their race. They gonna get way more benefit than your ass gonna get. So they gonna still continue to work for that 1%, even though a lot of them is discontented. So we got to understand, again, this is about power. This ain't about nothing else. You understand what I'm saying? Either you educating to get some goddamn power, or you educating to stay out of power, and staying out of power ultimately leads to slavery and eradication. Because if you ain't got no power to get a motherfucker up off of you, he'll do whatever the fuck he want to your ass. Okay? I'm just tell you that. And that's why I always keep that joker, no matter what. And if we have to speak it in a way, we know how to talk that shit. Nigga, create a way in which you say it. I say keep the joker. You understand what I'm saying? You always keep that joker. Let a motherfucker know. We gonna talk some talk now. But I tell you what, when motherfucker get that joker, and he lick that motherfucker and put it on his forehead, and let a motherfucker know, okay, we gonna talk this talk, my nigga. You understand what I'm saying? But if not, that motherfucking joker right here to let you know we ain't going out like that. Okay? Now, we understand that power is always backed up by force. Okay? Now, we're going to deal with that. Now, what is force? What is force? Okay? Demand. It's a demand. It's not I'm asking you. It's a demand. Will. Now, you can demand some shit. Like I say, some motherfuckers demand some shit. Nigga, give me that. And then a motherfucker go right in your mouth. Keep it. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got the will. You got a demand. You ran that demand, but you didn't have the will. As soon as a nigga go in your mouth, keep it. You see what I'm saying? So you got to have the demand and the will. Okay? You got to have the will to see it, that if you demand and a motherfucker don't give you your demand, then you got the will. You understand what I'm saying? To get busy. You see, now will, aspirations. We talking force, demand, will, aspirations. What is the will? To bring about your reality, to bring about your aspiration. And then it's backed up with action and numbers. Okay, demand, will, aspirations, action and numbers. Okay, that's force. Okay, though we got this demand, we got this will, we got our aspirations, we got some action. We got that action jackson for you, motherfucker. And we got the numbers. That's force. Now, just because you got the force don't mean the opposing adversary could have force. So, okay, then it could be a class of forces. But bottom line is that's a battle or war. But regardless, goddamn it, power will not be exchanged only but by force and submission. We're talking power. One of the key components of power is force. We just went over that. But in order to bring about your aspirations and bring it to reality, regardless to what he bring, you must make that motherfucker submit. So you got to win. I don't give a fuck on what level. I don't care if it's on a spiritual level. It got to be spiritual power. And spiritual power is backed up with spiritual force. If them goddamn churches out there wanted to, turn around the community, they can take that spirituality and add some power, and then they can bring that to reality. They don't have no demand. Them motherfuckers ain't got no demand. Because soon as that beast come in there with that stimulus package, they're going to fall right in line. They don't have no will. They don't have no aspirations outside of you taking that motherfucking money every Sunday and put that shit in the plate so that they can continue to be a part of the top 1% while you niggas down here starving. Goddamn, go right around the corner. I see that shit every day in goddamn Detroit. You got churches on every motherfucking corner. And if you look down the fucking block of the corner the church on, it look like motherfuckers done drop motherfucking atomic bombs on it. Okay? And so they taking in trillions and trillions of goddamn billions of dollars over a damn 80-year period, and you can't tell shit by any of that money being spent in the damn community. You understand what I'm saying? So right there, you got to understand, either it's working for you or it's working against you. Somebody getting that revenue to continue to stay in power, because it's about power. Somebody's in power. Somebody is out of power. Okay, so if they continuing to put, it's the powers to be. It's benefiting somebody. Okay, It's benefiting some, and that's what I'm talking about, the parameters. How many of these niggas continuing to come in here and spend that money? Okay, if they not spending money with the church, that means spiritually, they see something ain't working. You understand? This shit ain't working for me. And so if the church is not ain't at a level of economics and they know niggas is not, they giving up on that shit. You understand what I'm saying? And if they ain't doing that, then they got to come in with another blueprint to bust you understand, stimulus package and, giving out chickens and turkeys and shit and this, that, and the third. Come on down. And they will do that. You understand? To get your ass back in the church. Jesus love you, nigga. Come on down, get a turkey. Come on down, nigga, get a free meal or something, this, that, and the third. You understand what I'm saying? So, if it ain't got power, if it ain't, not just spirituality, it got to be spiritual power. You understand? You got to have some force. Goddamn it, we're going to go to church. We're going to turn this church into an institution of uplift for the black community. Not just to be in there hooping and hollering, slob coming all down your goddamn jaw. You niggas in there sweating and shit, this, that, come right out and go back into the community, a burnt out community. You understand? A gutted out goddamn community. You hooping and hollering to a God that don't love you no better than that. Till he will not use his heavenly powers to uplift his people who love him more than anybody, in there praying, hollering, and this, that, and the third, and you no further than you was when you got off the goddamn boat. That's a God you got to give up on. That's not spiritual power. That's spiritual powerlessness. That's what it is. Powerlessness. Ain't no goddamn spirituality in that, where you is still in a position of, slavery after all this time, and God ain't did no more for. I would put God on the unemployment line this motherfucking day. God, you ain't done no more for me. You up out of here. I got to fire you, God. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't doing shit for our people. So power is the wielding of force, okay? The wielding of force. You demand, will, aspirations, actions, and number. So you wield that. You understand? To bring about submission. You got to make a motherfucker submit. We tired of you motherfuckers. Okay? You know what? So when you make a motherfucker submit, what you do is you stop going in them goddamn Arab stuff. Okay? You ain't got to, we could, the joke is here. The joke is here. But goddamn it, even if you play this and you don't get this, it don't mean shit. Because your ass is going to be the next person that understand power going to come in and re-enslave your ass. You understand? Once you understand power, then you stepping up out of slavery. As long as you stay powerless and stay in powerlessness and out of power, nigga, you is in jeopardy of slavery and fucking eradication. Okay? So, power is the wielding of force to bring about submission. Now, like I say, many motherfuckers talk about morality and immorality, that's judged on any individual. White people feel it's moral to fuck over us. See, and that's why we bring the wrong rules to the wrong game. Power don't give a fuck about no morality. You could be a despot, you could be a righteous individual. You understand? But you must understand the rules of power. You understand what I'm saying? And ain't no man gonna educate you to take him out of power. That's ridiculous. Okay? And we're gonna go over some shit right quick as we discuss this power. Let me show y'all some shit. Let me show y'all some shit real quick. And then I'm gonna come right back. Let me come out. Here it is, right here. Since we talking education. And Pharaoh went over a lot of shit, which means I don't even have to hit that shit. You understand what I'm saying? But for the sake of just showing some information that he probably didn't show, I'm gonna put this shit on down for the 10. I'm gonna put this shit down for the 10. In the house. Now, it's showing right here, statistically, you got 4.5 million African so-called African Americans, who now hold a 4-year college degree. As a matter of fact, I got some more statistics over here. You got bachelor's degree or higher, okay? Percentage of African Americans 25 and older with bachelor's degrees or higher from 1940 to 2017. You see what I'm saying? And so you can see from 1940, a nigga had 1%. Then you see up until about 1955, it stayed 2%. 1959, you know, we moving toward 3%. 1970, 5%. 1980, you know, in the 80s, 8%. Now, you know, going all the way up. Now today, in 2017, we got damn near 25% of our people, you understand what I'm saying, that got a college degree or higher. Now, you would think if the college degree meant any motherfucking thing, that if we went up in degrees, then we should be going up in power. See, that don't got shit to do with power. Education ain't got shit to do with power. Unless if you already in power, dictating the curriculum to stay in power. That's it. Okay? The motherfucker in power is gonna dictate the curriculum to stay in power. Just getting a motherfucking degree and thinking degrees alone is gonna give you some goddamn power is bullshit. Because I'm gonna show you again that the top 1% of the rich in the United States own all the businesses. So if you're not educating yourself to get employment in one of those businesses, and if the top 1% own all the businesses, they dictate who get and who don't get no motherfucking job. I mean, goddamn, I don't even understand how you don't understand that. Let me show y'all. Let me get down here where that at. Right here. Let me go. Let me show this. Okay, top 1% by race in black and white. So let me get my notes for this so I can be on point with this information right here. I got my notes. Here it is, right here. Now, we got to understand, okay, the top 1% of the rich in the United States. So they saying that it's 120 million American households. Okay, which means the top 1% is 1.2 million. The top 1.2 million households in America. Okay, out of that top 1%, out of that top 1.2 million households, 96.1% is white. Okay, that's critical right there. That's critical, and which means out of that 1.2 million households, the top 1%, 1.1 million, 0.15, which is 500,000. That's right, 150,000 out of the 1.2 million is white. Okay, 96%, and the median wealth of that 96.1%, those 150,000 households of white people, the median wealth is 8.3 million. I don't even really have to discuss the money or the numbers. Because when we understand power, I don't give a fuck how you shake the dice. Nigga, the numbers ain't gonna come out of no damn different. So I can put the numbers up here, but once you understand power, he's not coming out of power unless you take it from him. This motherfucker ready to send a motherfucking aircraft carrier anywhere in the world to maintain his power. He not about to let no niggas who he been enslaving for the last 400 years take him out of power. Okay, that's just fucking ridiculous. Okay, now, let's listen to this. Out of the top 1%, black people is 1.4% of the top 1%. I'm gonna go over that again. That out of the top 1%, Black people are 1.4% of the top 1%, which means we have 16,800 homes out of that 1.2 million. We only got 16,800 homes out of the 1.2 million. And our net worth out of that 16,800 homes is 1.2 million. Okay? Versus 8.3 million, and they got 90%. And so we don't even got a percent. You know what I mean? It ain't a percent because it's only a 1%. You understand? So we got 1.4% of the 1%, and we got to use the 1% as 100. You know, as 100% of the 1%, and we only got 1.4% of the 1%. You see what I'm saying? Ridiculous. So you totally out the motherfucking, positioning of any type of power in this country. Now, what's clear on here, if you look to the right at the top, it says nearly all households in the top 1% are white households. Come down. Why is this important? Because the families, hear me out, in the top 1% control employment, policy, education, housing, and more. In essence, they decide who gets access and opportunity. That ends the game. That ends the motherfucking game. That ends the game right there. So that's critical because if the top 1% owns all the jobs, the policies on how to get the jobs, education, just like you see these motherfuckers were just paying to get their babies in the college, this, that, and the third. That's the top 1%. You understand what I'm saying? They're going above and beyond to position themselves to stay in housing. And I'm going to deal with that. They own all that. So they dictate who get a job and who don't get a job. So you can't just show up at no motherfucking college talking about, I'm a major in this. Bitch, can you get a job with that? And see how we talk getting a job. That's slavery talk because we don't own the motherfucking thing. So getting degrees don't mean a fucking thing because I'm going to show and pull up. They talking about in 2053, Black peoples is slated to have zero wealth. I'm going to type that in for you. Even with the goddamn degrees. So what the fuck do that mean? What is we educating ourselves? We just going in even into further debt. We already don't got nothing. So you can see when you think about power and you setting yourself up to assume more power, because I say it's all also about expanding power. You understand? When we say what is the objective of power, to take, transfer, maintain, wield, and expand power. So if you don't understand that getting a goddamn degree don't mean shit if the top 1% don't give you no motherfucking job, and then you go and do 4 years and go into debt from 40 to 60 to 70,000 fucking dollars on top of not getting no goddamn debt, they expanding power. Because in essence, you thought you was moving forward, nigga, and you then went deeper and deeper into the motherfucking hole. Let me come back out of that. Let me come back up out of that. I'm doing this shit live in the motherfucking flesh. Wait a minute, let me come back up out of that. You see what I'm saying? So that's key. That's a critical backbreaker. That was a critical backbreaker. You know, let me get this update off of my shit. Remind me tomorrow, goddamn. Fuck off my goddamn computer. Trying to, that's a backbreaker right there. Because once we understand power and understand that the top 1%, goddamn it, they own the universities. You understand what I'm saying? So the curriculum, any curriculum out there is, the curriculum is based on the people in power. If you ain't going to get, unless you got an agenda to start your own business, and that's even hard because you ain't got no goddamn community. Many times that's going to back you up. And that's why, as we go through this, I'm going to get back to the 5 simultaneous wars of black people. You understand? Because if we going to win this shit, either we going to win it in the community or we not going to win it. Okay, if we win it in a community, that'll be the basis for us to step to anybody, whether it's reparations, because we got the momentum, we got the understanding of what power is and how to assume power. And even then, we might not get it that route because they're going to say, these niggas getting it together. That's what an agenda, you got to understand that, like I say, the enemy got the parameters. And so if you start doing some shit you ain't been doing, the parameter, it's going to be a red light. You ain't got to say shit. They got people all over this country watching this shit right now. And if they see motherfuckers is, fuck the degrees. We going to win. And not just fuck the degrees, pushing the motherfuckers in your community that's still in your economy, the fuck up out of there. They know something about to go down. They say it's a change in the mentality of the black man and the black woman, where she's taking back their own community. If you're not taking back your own goddamn community, I don't believe in no other aspiration. I don't believe in reparations if you don't take back your community. Because if you don't have that basis and that education and power of what it means to take back, soon as they give you whatever the fuck, that shit going back, right back to the 1%. Because if they give it to you, you still don't have no corporations. You still don't have no businesses. You know what I'm saying? And many times for us to start up a business in this country, you still gonna have to buy one way or another from the man. He gonna tax you. He still on the tax code, the IRS. That's why most motherfuckers that got small business, they say they tax them the motherfucking month. So all they had to do was go in and vote on the tax code and break niggas back instead. You understand? It's always a parameter while you in power. In power, you set up parameters to stay in power. That's how I go. It ain't about no morality. See, that's what's wrong with motherfuckers. They think power got morality. It's wrong, nigga, for me to not be in power. It's wrong for me to not be in power. It's wrong for another motherfucker to talk about removing me from power. Now, if I was in power, I would be the same. That's why I'm the fucker. You understand, bitch? Because if we was in power, we would be doing the same motherfucking thing. Yes, I'm going to prop our children up to be the winner all the damn time. So I don't fault the man. See, you think it's about morality. You think you an American. You silly nigga. It's about power. And it was power the first motherfucking time when they came over here to assume power. That's why they fought the motherfucking British, to assume power. Goddamn it, fuck that. We didn't ask you motherfuckers too many times to quit taxing us and, trying to, take from us all our hard labor, and we send the money back over to Britain. Fuck that. No, we're not gonna do that. We rather go to war. Okay, we rather go to war and fight the Revolutionary War than let y'all motherfuckers rape us like this. And here we is, goddamn it, damn near a million times deeper in a hole than them motherfuckers ever could think about being in. And we sitting over here trying to roll some hot dice on a motherfucking already trumped up goddamn dice game. Motherfucker got a loaded dice where the bitch going crap every motherfucking time, and you niggas still on the goddamn table rolling the dice. These motherfuckers got 3-4 decks. We playing poker. These motherfuckers got 3-4 decks up under the cards, switching the shit, winning every goddamn game. And many times you see the motherfuckers with the extra cards, and you still play the game, which is silly ass. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to understand, without force and submission, you have no power. Now, I understand on certain levels, when we talk about submission, that's going to be a hard fight at this time. So where you start in the battles, you can win, where you don't necessarily have to be, physical. Okay, because it's not just a physical fight, it's also a mental fight. And we got to win. Once we win the mental fight, it'll be easier to win any other kind of fight. It's also a spiritual war. And we got to, those are wars that we can win. We don't have to go up to the Arab store and give all our motherfucking money. We don't have to do that. That's a fight we can win. We can run them out there today. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm going to deal with that to show you the power. And let me tell you something. It is a war because most people understand that when you're talking about a community, the mom and pop stores in the community are really the businesses that keep the community flourishing. That's it. When you look up there, and I'm gonna go over and deal with Detroit. You understand what I'm saying? You look at all of the businesses that the Arab nigga. When a man come into your community and he sees damn near all of the local businesses in your community, he know he didn't declare war on you. Because when you looking at economics and you looking at power, like I said, the gas stations, the liquor store, the grocery store in your community, the clothing store in your community, even the cell phone store, even though we don't make no cell phone, we could dictate the selling of the phones. We can get something off of that. We not getting shit. They own it all. So they know goddamn well, based if the 1% don't give you no goddamn job, the only thing you got left is those businesses in your community. And if the 1% not gonna give you no job, and then another motherfucker that didn't sign up to be on his team come in and take the rest, nigga, that's all out motherfucking warfare. I don't give a fuck about the good nigga initiative. It's time to see these motherfuckers, or else, nigga, you are gonna be eradicated. That's just the bottom goddamn line. Now, let me tell you something. When we talked about force, we gave the equation of force. We say demand. Demand. Now, a demand has nothing to do with negotiation. Okay, it does not mean you negotiate. When you negotiate, or you're gonna go up there with reparations. You negotiate. You asking that motherfucker. You're not demanding. Because you know what I'm saying? You're not demanding shit. Okay? If you ain't got the demand with the will, whatever gonna come, you got to have the will. You can't go up there demanding as soon as a motherfucker pull your car, nigga, you running off at your mouth. Motherfucker pull your car, go in your motherfucking mouth, you back the fuck out. So you got to have the demand and the will. You got to have the aspirations. You got to have the blueprints. You got to have more than one goddamn blueprint. I'm sick of that. We are fighting simultaneous wars. Even though it's some niggas we need to deal with, and we gonna deal with them. That don't mean you fight one war because they jump in your ass. These are simultaneous wars that going on at the same time. Okay, and let me be real. We must deal with that. But if we dealt with the fact that the air owns so much of our community, and we seize that, do you understand the numbers of radical, ignorant ass niggas is gonna go down? See, we don't understand that the reality of why people then went so motherfucking crazy is because they don't even have the accessibility to life in their own goddamn community. So like I say, it ain't the nigga, it's the nigga making machine. Because if you allow the machine to keep rolling niggas off the assembly line every goddamn day, nigga, you gonna lose that fight. But if you shut down the goddamn machine, you shut down the goddamn machine, you end the nigga. Okay, and so the reality, the fact that they done seize so much power in our community is the reason why we producing so many dumb ass niggas. Okay, that's the reason why. And like I say, we got a majority of Africans, blacks in this country that might not be the lowest of the low. And I believe that they more prone to be a righteous individual, but they are neutralized nigga. They won't go to war with nobody. Niggas been punked out of being, having any type of offensive or even defensive aspirations to defend their community or go in a motherfucking mouth for doing wrong. We don't have no aspiration. We are neutralized. We are laid back and hope that the powers to be, and see, that's power. They didn't trick you because they objective is to stay in power. So if you think you're gonna ask him to undo some shit that he didn't put in place to stay in power, you silly. You like the goddamn mouse running around on the goddamn wheel over and over and over and over and over. You're not gonna have no progress, and you're headed for eradication. Okay? So when we talk about negotiation, see, when you negotiate with a motherfucker, you are conceding the fact that you don't have the power. to bring about your will and reality. Okay, negotiation is conceding the fact you don't have the power to make your will reality. So you ask a motherfucker, okay, you ask a motherfucker, put me in power so I can, use my power against you. Okay, so you don't know what power is, and nobody gives reckless misuse of power to give away power. They're gonna give you some trinkets. They're gonna give you $1 trillion. We got nigga, that's trinkets. You ain't part of that 1%, nigga, that control employment, control the universities and school system, control the goddamn government. You're not a part of that. And I'm gonna go and show you how many black people, as far as the depth of the population. I'm talking about the richest of the rich. So we talking about the richest of the rich when you talking about like the top 400 or the top 100 of the rich in the United States, which make more money than the total black population combined. 2 black people are on that list. Two, okay? 2 out of 400. 2 and about 5 Latinos. So nigga, you know what I'm saying? You're not on the team. Just gonna let you know that, okay? Let me move this one out of there. So, in essence, we can talk about this $1 trillion. That's spending money. They ain't got nothing to do with wealth. Nigga, wealth keep flipping. Nigga, for the community. That's flip. That's wealth. That shit steady flipping for your descendants. Flipping. Flipping is always gonna flip. It ain't gonna never leave, and it's gonna expand itself. You understand? That's wealth. When that shit flipping and it's staying within the population, staying as inheritance, and it deals with the fact that we don't have no inheritance. White people have inheritance. We ain't got no motherfucking inheritance. That's another reason why they stay on top of our ass. They got inheritance. We don't got no inheritance because we was raped of our wealth from the very beginning. That's why I did the video, do it. Some African nations owe us reparations. Because if we're going to talk about, motherfucker, before we get to busing, nigga, look at the whole battlefield. And everybody, before you get to busing, lay it all out. Get everybody that was down. Motherfucker, if you was down with the ambush, bitch, you too got to come up out, bitch, because you took from our ancestors, which is ours. And I went over that. I'm going to go over it again. We talking reparations, but we ain't talking about spiritual reparations. We ain't talking, which is about power. You understand what I'm saying? We got to repair ourselves spiritually so we understand what power is, so the goddamn church ain't just sitting on the motherfucking corner. Them babies going in there getting their spirituality, but they understand how the church got to take back the goddamn black community. If it's not doing that, that motherfucker need to come up. It's a motherfucking avenue for the white man to continue to control our people, and that motherfucker got to go. Straight up, they got to go. And if we ain't willing to look at them and demand that they step the fuck up and do that, and maybe some are, but on the overall, they not doing that goddamn work. They getting a tax break from that man. And so when you given a cookie, you ain't gonna be so motherfucking likely to be up in his face talking about give me this and give my people this and nigga, cause you getting a tax break. If that motherfucker say, nah, you got to pay taxes, that's gonna hurt them motherfuckers. So they stay in line. When you giving them Scooby snacks, nigga, you stay in goddamn line. Okay? And so I'm just getting started. So we understand. So as we move forward, we understand whatever it is, if it's community. You understand? It's community plus power. We want communal power. We don't just want community. We don't just, how you going to have an uplifted black community if you don't have power to force about a reality that you want and need for your family to be healthy? If this motherfucker got an agenda and the power to enforce his agenda so you can stay sickly and stay with the poison in your body, unless you got a force, an opposing force to stop this motherfucker and make him submit, bitch, you can't sell my people no more, then he gonna continue to do that. And you cannot ask nobody because that's not a demand. Negotiation is not a demand, okay? That's not a demand. We demanding that y'all step the fuck up off our people. You understand? And you know, and you got to back that up with some force. Okay, so we don't just want community, we want communal power. And I don't even know if we got community because we're not communing. We just in each other way. You know what I'm saying? We just in each other way. We, you know, without that power, without them businesses, without them aspirations and dreams. You know, if a motherfucker had a billion, you know how much them goddamn businesses making in the community? Nigga, you could be making a couple $100,000. Nigga, that's a lot of money for a motherfucker that ain't making no money. And then you empowering your people and it's gonna start flipping. Yeah, you understand? Your people don't gotta, you know, and so the nature of how we deal with each other would change. You would see black businesses up in all these cities. You would see the nature of how we deal with each other change. You understand what I'm saying? So it ain't all in the, you know, in the dollar. It's in the ability to create an atmosphere where we can respect one another and love one another. And in that atmosphere, the possibilities are far greater. But unless you lay them first blocks there, I don't give a fuck what you talking about. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. We got to step to them African nations about our shit, okay? And I done told motherfuckers, and a lot of Africans watch me, bitch, I'm not asking you for nothing. Because if you got the fucking audacity to go on documentaries, this, that, and the third, and say, yes, we sold our brothers. We set this shit up. And I didn't say everybody. It was a negative 2-3% of Africans that set that shit up. Many of them didn't even think they was African. You had a lot of Islamized niggas in that top 2-3% that was a part. But they thought they was going to get something over the next tribe. And they didn't understand that they ass ended up on the boat too. The motherfuckers that was conspiring ended up on the motherfucking boat. You silly, silly ass nigga. You's a silly nigga. And they not in just Africa, they here, they in South America, they in the South Pacific. So I don't want nobody to think that I'm just talking about. But at the same time, those Africans that was brought here to America, you understand what I'm saying? They left inheritance. They left wealth. They left property. You see what I'm saying? They left title in that continent. And though they were snatched up illegally and brought here, that's still an inheritance that go to their beneficiaries. And many of their beneficiaries is right here on this fucking soil. So as you step to that goddamn Congress, you're going to have to step to them too. And the first place you start is in your community. Seizing the